Hello everyone, it's me, Clayton. I just got finished watching Blood of Zeus, produced by Powerhouse Animation Studios, the same studio that gave us both Zeus Monos and all 3 seasons of the current Castlevania animated series. And when it comes to their standards of animation and their standards of mature storytelling, it certainly has all the hallmarks of their productions. Tons of gore, mature content, and epic battles with well animated action and really well realized characters. All in a new version of Greek mythology that actually happens to pay homage to what makes these myths so lovable, so worthy of adaptation, while also showing a new side to characters that, while also showing new sides to characters that we have learned about quite often and have wanted to see new versions of. But let's get to the story, shall we? The story is an untold tale of Greek mythology that centers on one of the sons of Zeus named Heron. He is ostracized by all the members of his village, especially considering his mother is seen as the reason the village has seen some dark days recently. But when some demons arrive in the village, it is revealed piece by piece to Heron that not only is he the son of Zeus, but he also has a brother who's gone through his own hardships, and that Hera has dealt with her husband Zeus's gallivanting with other women for long enough. And she decides to not only conspire with other forces to bring Zeus down, but to bring Olympus down with him if she has to. But that's all I'll say about the story without spoiling anything. So, one of the things that I really liked about the series is how it shows a new side to characters that we've seen in Greek mythology over and over and over again, particularly with Jason O'Mara's Zeus. Now, when it comes to Zeus, a lot of versions of him tend to either show him as the pompous woman-chasing father of the gods that a lot of us know him as, particularly in the God of War series, where he's one of the main villains. But in this series, while it does show those negative traits as well, it also does show him as more human, in a sense. I know it's odd to say considering he's a god, but it's more in the ways that he's fallible, he's flawed, he has certain aspects to him that are unsavory, but other aspects that I find admirable. And the fact that he acknowledges his mistakes and actually does try to improve himself over the course of the story. And Hera is likewise also treated a lot better than a lot of versions I've seen of her. Not only is she given a really good voice acting performance from Claudia Christensen, but she's also written in a way that where you understand why she's upset and why she's making the decisions that she has been, but she's still clearly going too far, and therefore there's a reason she's the antagonist, but you still sympathize with her in a way. So she's not just a one-note villainess. And the same can be said with Derek Phillips' Heron, or Jessica Henwick as Alexia, who's this Amazon that joins Heron on his journey. But probably one of my favorite characters is surprisingly Seraphim, who is this demon guy who happens to not only be Heron's brother, but he also happens to have dealt with his own form of betrayal and his own form of poor treatment throughout the series. You get to really sympathize with him while also you also get to see why he's so ruthless and why he hates Heron and hates the gods and why he's constantly treated like a pawn by everyone else, particularly by Hera and Hades. And as expected from Powerhouse Animation Studios, the animation is utterly great when it comes to the action scenes. In fact, there are even sections of the end credits that show you the process of the animation and the concept art of the series. And if you're interested in animation at all, particularly 2D animation, I recommend watching those segments. They are really a sight to behold. Now, there are only 8 episodes, and while it does tell a really good story in those 8 episodes, I do feel there is enough ground to cover that it could ultimately go for another season if Powerhouse Animation wants to go for it. But it seems like the only series that's gotten another season of theirs is Castlevania. Like they go from Castlevania to an original anime, then to another season of Castlevania, then another original anime. That's what they did with Zeus Monos, and it looks like this is going to be kind of a one and done for now with Blood of Zeus, but I hope it doesn't stay that way. While there's also some characters that I feel are underutilized, like Hermes or Ares or some of the other gods that don't get to do very much. And while the animation can drop in quality at certain points, no, those do not ruin the series in any way, because the strengths more than outweigh the flaws. Blood of Zeus is an expertly done series that shows 2D animation isn't dead, and I really do hope that it not only gets another season, but we get to see a ton of more great shows from Powerhouse Animation Studios as we move into the future. That's why I'm going to give Blood of Zeus a 9 out of 10. See you next time.